Well, first of all, thanks a lot to be present at this last workshop of today. Well, I hope you will learn a little bit more about our project called Möbius. And also, we will let you test and let you see our application we have created or we are actually developing for publishers. So, what are we going to do today in this last workshop? So, firstly, we'll tell you what the Möbius project is about. And therefore, we will go back to the starting point of why we created, in the first place, an application for publishers. So, I will tell a little bit more about the current situation of publishers. Then, of course, what's the Prosumer Intelligence Toolkit, the application we have created for publishers? In short, the PIT. Then I will show you a general demo of the proof of concept of the PIT. After that, I will try to get some feedback from you, because we find it very important to have feedback or evaluation from our target group, so we can create and develop the application in other stages together with the target group. That way, I think it's the best way to create a new, different kind of application. Then you will have also a little bit of time to do some individual testing. And after that, we will go to a second session of feedback. Okay, so what's the Möbius project? So the Möbius project is actually a European project, and it's funded by the European Commission under the Horizon 2020 fund. And actually our purpose or our goal is to innovate the European publishing sector. Within this project, we actually focus on 3 different kind of target groups. So we have publishers, prosumers, and readers. And for each of these different target groups, we also have different various applications. Now, today, we are here with several publishers, so we'll focus, of course, on the application for publishers. Okay, so again, the starting point, what we saw from research was actually that we see a lot of pressure on the European book market. And this is due to the competition of bigger platforms such as Amazon. For example, they receive a lot of user data from devices. For example, the Kindle, or their audiobooks, for example, Audible. So, meaning they actually gather a lot of user data about their reading behavior. And what we saw in research was that local European publishers don't have access to those user data. So what we see is they don't really know how people read and what their experiences are. So what we are trying to do with this PIT is actually to fill in that gap. And so that's when the Prosumer Intelligence Toolkit comes into the image. So what is it actually? So it's a data dashboard that visualizes insights, meaning insights could be anything from data you integrate into the application, into the data dashboard. So meaning for every data set you put into the data dashboard, you will get a totally different kind of visualization depending on the data you want to integrate into the PIT. And so why? Because, like I said, to help publishers understand better how global readers are reacting, relating to books. So to actually see some kind of user or reading behavior. And so this works with every data set. You can integrate literally every readable data set. Now, in this workshop, we have actually gathered data from archive of our own. It's an online fandom community, and it's just to show you what the Prosumer Intelligence Toolkit is about and what the potential could be if you, as a publisher, integrate your own data into it. So just keep that in mind. I can understand that the data you will see right now in this proof of concept of the pit is maybe not that interesting for you, but the goal is to show you how you can integrate your own data. Okay, so right now I will go, if you can see it, go to the data dashboard itself. Okay. So what you can see right now, you see some kind of graphics like I said, we have gathered data from the online fandom community archive of our own, and what we can see if we integrate it into the dashboard is this kind of terms, kind of aspects about the data. So you can of course see how many collections we have, depending on the data we integrated, how many fandoms, for example, what the authors were. And now, like I said, the important thing is you can see within this dashboard correlations, relations between the different kind of data. Meaning, if you, for example, go to the search bar, you can search depending on this data. For example, a fandom could be Marvel, and I just put it right into the search box. I think it's loading. Yeah. Okay, so now we filtered the data into data related to, for example, Marvel. But we could also search for Marvel together with Harry Potter, and then we could see the relations between those two within this dashboard. So what's also very interesting is that we can see the comments on those kind of fandoms, and so the feeling, the sense of if it's positive or negative kind of comments. And this could help you as a publisher to really understand some kind of relations. I would not say trends, but rather relations and correlations between those data aspects. And for example, if I go to the books section, okay, we have a slow connection, I'm sorry.
In the meantime, I think it's worth to set the scene, to clarify, because for us that we're inside the project, it's more obvious. What I was about to say we, but what the technical people of the project did was to really mine millions of data points from this fandom community. So what the tool at the moment visualizes what we were seeing before. There's a number of so-called books. As a representative of publishers, I hesitate to use the word books too court because they're works of fan fiction. So we're straddling actually the line also with legality at some point. But works written by fans using characters from established properties. So there are, I think, a few 100,000 works written by these people, plus millions of comments that have been made by the users of the platform. The metadata, and I'm glad that with you I can use the word metadata without getting a stare like this. So the categories that you see visualized in the dashboard are based on the metadata associated with the original database. So we have a database of hundreds of thousands of works of fan fiction and millions of comments on those works. And using the data about those and the metadata, we have this visualization that allows to bring out all the possible correlations, like this work is categorized under the fandom, Marvel, Batman, Harry Potter, the Avengers, you name it. And you can figure anything, like in what languages the people are writing, how many comments a certain type of fan fiction work brings up, how often any pair of characters you can imagine ever comes up. Now, the undertone with fan fiction is more often than not, they wrote those characters having sex with each other, but that's not the focus. We're, again, talking about so when you see plot, it's all about what kind of sexual relationships there are, but that's not the point. The point is, if you have any sort of database with your books as a publisher, as a retailer, or you, for whatever reason, you have access to a community that somehow can generate data, then you can visualize it in thanks to this kind of tool visualizer, the data visualizer. And on top of that, you, again, if your original database allows it, then you can go deep into analyzing title by title or author by author, what level and what kind of engagement you get on every individual title, at the level of comments, and including how engagement evolves in time. And we're working also on maybe something about emotions related, although that can be complicated. So sorry, please.
No, indeed, what he said is indeed very important. For example, to show you a little bit more about, if I click on a title of just a random book, then we can also see here, okay, there's not much info about this one because I choose it randomly, but for example, we see that this work, the title I clicked on, have captured like 14 fandoms, and this is maybe an insight that you can use to have really, or to really comprehend how the readers integrate with those books. For example, you cannot see it here, but you have also like information about characters, the plot, as he said. And if we look more here, we can see, depending on what chapters hits Kudos bookmarks, if it's average, below, or higher than the average value of the total books in the data.
So you can see what's trending. You can see what, for example, this one is not like a very successful one. Well, it tells you how many words the work has, not so many. How many comments? 49. That's above the average on this community. But how many times it's been bookmarked? Actually, only once. So definitely below average. How many kudos, which I'm told is the equivalent of likes on this specific platform. Again, 6 kudos, really below average. How many hits, how many times it's been checked? 209, again, below average. But so, again, the thing is visualization at once of all the possible data. So you get, for any given work that's in the database, you'll see whether it's really trending with comments, with bookmarks, with likes, and also whether it's above or below the average on the platform. So again, transposed to any other data set, whether it's